Good morning, everyone. Hadn't done a video since the first of the month, and so I just thought I'd do a quick run at how things are looking at the end of February. I have my new green turmeric potted up over here at the base of the kratom trees, and some pots of galanga and some black turmeric, and seeing a little bit of new growth coming on the kratums, and whenever it gets out a little more, I'll start taking cuttings for this year. My curry tree here, so far the leaves on it haven't died all the way back. The ones in the other greenhouse, I think, has lost about all of its leaves. This is pots of the white turmeric, and I have some smaller pots in one of the other greenhouses. Some rosemary and a few bushes of the American Beauty berry bush, some camphor trees, and more of the rosemary, and a few little gardenias and some garlic chives. This is all ginger over here, and I have some more in the house that I plan on potting up, but I'm running out of room for it right now. That's the temperature at 9 o'clock in the morning for today. Haven't had to run any heat in a while. And that's a ditty dog. Yes, there is. And my sweet potatoes is coming out. I'll start some more pots of it before long. Started yesterday cleaning out a few pots of the horseradish. Just getting the dead stuff off of them. After several freezes, the moringa has always came back, but so far this year I haven't seen any new growth sprouting out yet, which I haven't really looked real close. And that's the just regular old turmeric that I've had for years, and still got a good bit more of it to pot up. I still got around 30 pots that I got to take apart, and probably somewhere between 40 and 50 pounds of it in the house to get rid of. I wanted to get back into Canis lilies. At one time years ago I had like 11 different varieties, and that was whenever I first started having some problems taking care of everything, and so had some friends that wanted some, and I just let them take it all, other than the one old orange one. And that's a black Suriname cherry that I got, and a spinach that I'm going to try to play with a little bit more. The yerba mates are putting on a lot of growth and looking good, which the one that I've got out in the yard is doing very well. Beetle leaf, I need to just kind of like a hedge trimmer and get rid of a whole bunch of it. But some of these smaller, still of a size where I wouldn't have any trouble shipping them. Some of them that are way big, or I'd have more trouble. My mulberries are sure enough loaded. And the bougainvilleas putting on some color. More of the sweet potatoes and the crown of thorns. And all my little miracle fruits. And I had gotten a star fruit some time back, and whenever I got it, about half the leaves, taking it out of the box, about half the leaves fell off of it, and I don't know if it got a little frost bit whenever it was coming or what happened to it, but just about all the leaves shed off of it. And I was thinking I was going to lose it, but now it's coming back and it's got a lot of new growth on it, and I'm very happy with it. And the little miracle fruits are growing well right now. About a month, I think I'll probably be able to start shipping a few of them. Like I said, the little yaba mates are getting a lot of new growth. And this was the other curry tree that I had, and you see on it most all the leaves are shed. And the bigger trees are still holding a lot of leaves, but as has been my experience, later in the summer, as it starts putting on more new growth, most of this old leaves will finish shedding off. The pregnant onions are doing well. I've got the new flower coming, stalk there coming up on one of them. My old bougainvillea, which they would do much better if I'd get my butt in gear and move it out, but then if it got cold, which there's one of the weather forecasts had it getting back down in the 30s next week sometime, and whenever you're dealing with these daggone thorns like that all over it, I don't like to move it any more than I have to, because every time I do, it seems to eat me up. The walking onions are doing well, and there's some new bud coming out on some of the fig trees. I've still got to get them worked out. I mix potting soil. It doesn't seem I can work, but a couple hours a day is about all I'm good for anymore. I had told a friend I was going to do mix the potting soil yesterday, and then take up some of the old canis lilies out here. I ran over this and got it ground up the other day with the lawnmower, something I didn't do last year, and it sure tailed last year. It was so weedy and all. It's just so hard to take care of it all anymore. But what I do plan on doing is getting out here and digging up some of this is the orange canis lily that I had put up, that I would sell some rhizomes off of it. I'm really pleased with the new greenhouse here, because I've had no heat in it this year, and the lemongrass over here is coming back out, and got to work it up. Have more of the forsythia and more gardenias here. I left this flap open a couple of nights. I didn't realize I hadn't closed it, and I didn't open the door and look in and for a day or two, and it was like a little frost in here. It got the tops of some. Then some of them got burnt whenever I first moved them in here because they were under the oak trees and had been in the shade. And whenever I moved them in, they got burned a little bit. Getting a little bit of new growth on them. Every time I walk in, I see 100 things I need to get done. But what I see to do and want to do and get done are all different things. Have the red Hawaiian here, and that's the white turmeric that I have. This is my big old pineapple sage here, and I got to get some more cuttings of it taken and some more plants started. The old fig trees out here, I haven't noticed any growth on them yet, but this mulberry is budding out, and even got a few little mulberries sitting on it in places. That's the branch I was trying to get to. And on up, and if we have another frost, it'll get them. What happened to it last year was really coming along good last year, and then we had a late frost and it really hurt it. And I have another variety of it here, and these two here, that one and this one, are some I had ordered. They're an ever-bearing mulberry, and I've had them for quite a few years, and I never did plant them the year before last. I finally did break down and put them in the yard. Like I say, last year the frost got them late, but they came back out, but just didn't bear a whole lot of fruit. And that's the rufat that I planted last year, and what I've seen on it is here, whenever it freezes, the trunks of them have so much moisture and all that it freezes and expands and busts, and once the bark busts on them, it dries out fast, and that's what kills the top of them. And it's just going to be now to sit back and wait and see if it comes back from the root the way the ones did last year. And see, I got down to 23, and this is the Yaba mate that I had planted in the yard, and I didn't keep it as watered as it ought to be, and it was looking kind of rough, but it's still green, and I think it'll still be growing this year, so I'll watch it, and I may plant more in the yard. That's my thinking and intentions right now. I had thought I would take up, this is oak leaf hydrangeas up in here, and I had thought to take some of them up. The proper time to transplant them is in the fall and early spring, before they do start budding out too much. And I missed it for the past couple of years, and right now I don't know if I'm gonna get to it this year or not. I but still have intentions of trying to do it. My camellias are still blooming all out here in the front. And with that, I'm going to put this on the upload and call it a day on the video and then get to work. Blessings, everyone. Wash your hands. Please wear a mask.